We were flying by the seat of our pants, like my mom would say. I did not know that.
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't get yelled at, or I didn't go to Sydney Opera House jail or anything.
We are Petra and Kat. Come along as we share travel tips and discover new and unforgettable destinations. From hidden gems to popular landmarks, we hope our travel tales will inspire you to embark on your own adventures.
Welcome.
I'm Petra.
And I'm Kat.
And today we're talking about arriving in Sydney and all the fun we had. It's day 30. We are disembarking the ship this morning, and we were so excited to see Sydney Harbour. We had read that we should get up really early and get out onto the deck really early so that we can see Sydney Harbour as we're entering it.
It was gorgeous so early in the morning, but it was a little brisk.
A little
brisk. It was super windy. And you know that fear of missing out? You know, we kept going from spot to spot to spot to try to find the right place to see everything. When, truthfully, we could have saw everything just fine. Where?
From our own balcony.
From our own balcony.
Although, in fairness, at the very beginning, we got these pictures in pitch black, just the lights of the city in the foreground. We could not have seen those from our balcony.
Can I tell a quick story or not?
Absolutely.
It's quick. I've been wanting to see coming into the Sydney Harbour probably since I knew there was a Sydney Harbour. Maybe 11, 12 years old, something like that, when I read it in an encyclopedia. So this was a big deal. End of story.
Thank you. As we approached the Sydney Opera House, I was super disappointed because there were no lights on. I thought, isn't that like the iconic thing to see it lit up against the sky? And then just as we got close to the thing, it lit up and it was so beautiful.
Yeah, it's something to behold. It's something to see. It's such a mammoth structure. Just that whole view to see the Opera House and the bridge and just the skyline of Sydney is something to see.
Later, we got some drone footage given to us by permission to use of the Sydney Harbour from above with the ship in it.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Super cool.
And then we disembarked. We got off the ship.
Oh my gosh.
After 26 days, we disembarked for good. Now,
did you see all the people with like so many boxes of liquor? Yeah, you know, they bought a lot of duty-free liquor. We didn't know the reason why at the time, but everybody was happy to get off the ship by this point.
In the US, most people don't buy a lot of duty-free, at least liquor, because the cost differential is very low. But in Australia, there are lots and lots of built-in taxes on liquor. So a bottle of tequila that might be $25 or $30 in the US is $100 in Australia.
So now we understood.
So we understood why so many people had duty-free boxes as they got off the ship.
Yeah.
So we dropped our stuff off at the hotel and immediately went out the back door of the hotel, across the way, down some steps, and there we were at this beautiful place called Darling Harbour. I don't know how it got its name, but it really was Darling.
And I want to tell you right now, this is the beginning of a lot of walking.
Oh, man. We did so much walking. I think we averaged like 7 miles a day the first couple of days we were in Sydney. We bumped into Kayoko and Tim, some friends that we had made on the ship right down at the harbor. We had a wonderful little lunch overlooking the water, and then just explored some little shops and restaurants that were down there. Just a beautiful area, and we would have loved to have spent more time to explore there. We were only spending really a day and a half in Sydney, and then we'll come back to Sydney later on. So we didn't have a lot planned, but we certainly enjoyed our exploration of that area.
Yeah, we were flying by the seat of our pants, like my mom would say.
After that, we got back to the hotel, we checked in, and we got ready for our big event dinner with Amy and Chris. Amy had found this thing called SkyFeast, which is a revolving restaurant at the top of one of the tallest buildings in Sydney. And it just sounded like so much fun. And we were super excited to get to spend a little bit more time with Chris and Amy.
Yeah, I was most excited about finding Chris and Amy. And it was funny because none of us really knew where we were going, but we happened to find each other in the middle of it. And I was so excited. I was so happy to see them both.
Overall, I would say
maybe a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10.
So
6.3.
The food was fine. It wasn't
7.1.
great. It was a buffet. We don't eat a lot, so a buffet is sort of wasted on us. There was a lot of options for food.
Lots.
The food was fine.
Food
it was
great.
Your average buffet. The idea
a lot of seafood though. We had a lot of seafood.
They did, yes.
They did,
and
have
it was all included.
Yeah, it was all included. So it was cool.
The idea of a revolving restaurant, so you could see a lot of things, really neat. And I wouldn't not recommend SkyFeast. I would just recommend going during the daytime,
so you can see.
Because at night, the lights from the inside the restaurant reflect on the windows, and you really have a hard time focusing on what you can see. And because it's moving, you can't stop and look. You'll see.
It's not a knock against the restaurant, because this is the way it is. I've been to many revolving restaurants, and when you go at night, you're always going to get the glare of the lights. I wish they could figure out a way to do it differently, but it is what it is. But if you put your camera smack dab right on the glass, but even though you're like moving around, it was difficult.
That's the thing.
But come on. Did we have fun with Amy, Chris?
We had
such a good time, and that's all that mattered.
Absolutely. That night, when we got back to the hotel, we took a couple pictures out of our room. We had a beautiful view, and tucked in for the night. Day 30, November 1st. Happy birthday, Simon!
Happy birthday, Simon!
Our older son, Simon, his birthday's November 1st, so happy birthday. We walked to Sydney Harbour.
Yes, it was great.
And we got to see the Opera House up close. It was a little bit overcast, which is sometimes disappointing, but I feel like many of the times when we are traveling, we have a little bit overcast, which is somewhat disappointing. But later on, the sun came out a bit more, and it just changed the whole perspective. Like the feel of the people there changed when the sun got brighter somehow. We saw Rob and Kelly and Michael, who were more people that we met on the ship. They were on our Raiatea excursion.
Yeah, so we got to talk to them for a little while. That was nice to catch up. It's so weird. There's like so many people, and all of a sudden, boom, somebody we know. It was very interesting. It was a great place to people watch, that's for sure. There's so many fun people, not overcrowded by any means. It was really exciting for me to watch people see things up close for the first time. I love enjoying everybody else's excitement.
You said it wasn't crowded. It wasn't crowded. In fact, it wasn't until that night when we really saw the lights of the big city that it felt like, oh yeah, we're in a big city.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew we were because it's the Sydney Opera House and the bridge, and we got some amazing footage of both of those things. One of my favorite pictures is one of me at the bottom of the stairs of Sydney Opera House up to Kat, and then the reverse of her down to me, and how little we looked. Then we watched the people walking over
the bridge.
Sydney Harbour Bridge.
I wanted to do that so bad, but you wouldn't believe how much it costs to do that.
It was over $300.
It costs a lot.
And let's be clear, if we did it, it would be to say that we did it. And I don't want to put myself through that, first of all. Second, by all means, we're going back to Sydney for a whole week. She can do it.
I've been saving, so
yes,
maybe I can go.
She can absolutely do it. No, it's a hike. And then at the top of the bridge, the people stand there. I guess they're getting some kind of lecture or something for like half an hour. I'm fine with walking. I'm even okay with lots of stairs. But don't make me stand still for half an hour. That will kill my knees. So
it looks like fun, though. It does.
And the people, they look like little ants up there.
They do.
Then we got to go inside the Sydney Opera House because
magical.
We had tickets to see Rent,
the
musical, which I bought over a year ago. We only got one picture of the inside of Sydney Opera House.
You're not allowed to take pictures inside of the Sydney Opera House. I did not know that.
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't get yelled at, or I didn't go to Sydney Opera House jail or anything. But once I saw the sign, I was like, whoa, you can't take pictures inside of here. So I am a rule follower. So we didn't take many pictures. But did I steal a cast picture? I think I did. I might have.
Okay, well, let's back up because I did not see the sign about you can't take pictures inside.
I did.
Now, there have been times since then where we've seen you shouldn't take pictures of X and Y, and I would go up and say, I'm sorry, I didn't see the sign. I've already deleted them. And they thanked me. I never saw that sign.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, we also got a couple of cast pictures. And those are not illegal. You can't take a picture during a performance, but during the curtain call, it's totally allowed.
We have been to a lot of Broadway shows. I've been to many. You have been to double what I have. I could not believe these performers were just fabulous. It was exquisite production. The singing was fabulous, and it was their very last show. So just imagine the excitement from the cast and everything. The energy was incredible.
It was a regional production. It wasn't even like a national touring company. It was a regional production, and it was absolutely astounding. We met some really cool people. We sat next to some really cool people. On my left was a fabulous lady named Lisa. We had a great conversation. She even let us take a picture with her. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for the little gift. And just made that whole experience that much better.
And this was the start of Australians being unbelievably kind to us two cute American girls. I mean, first we experienced it on the ship of just so many incredible people that we met. But this was the start of, wow, people really just being, like, we were kind of nervous for some reason. You never know how people are going to react.
As we film this, the United States has some political stuff going on. And we didn't know how that meant that Australians would view us. And they were all absolutely lovely. I don't think we encountered a single person that wasn't nice.
Nope, haven't
so far.
Not one.
Nope. Then we went for a little walk and found a cool little restaurant for dinner. Had a gorgeous walk back. This is when it felt like the big city.
Yeah.
We happened to be there, as we said, November 1st. Even though in Australia they don't really celebrate Halloween.
They did this night.
They do it in Sydney, and it's a whole weekend thing. So
even
though the night before was truly Halloween, there was still a Halloween festival.
It was a lot of bopping music.
Just take a look at this little tiny clip.
Somehow we ended up in the Sydney Boo Spectacular. Holy moly. Everybody having a great time.
It was like that for blocks.
It was so much fun. But it was, as we were walking away from all the Halloween extravaganza, everybody, all these families were bringing people in and their kids and stuff. It was beautiful to watch. It's such a family-oriented country. It really is.
Absolutely. Well, that's a wrap on days 30 and 31. Stick around because we're going to tell you all about our first few days in Australia. We're going to have so many adventures to share with you.
Oh my goodness, so many.
So come back, like, share, comment, subscribe.
Get excited.
And if you have any questions about our trip, ask them. You can comment on the YouTube, comment on our Facebook. If you know us personally, text us or DM us. We're happy to answer those questions. We know people are curious about what's going on.
Yep, for sure.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.